Hi all. Today let's explore the concept of partial angular templates or NG templates and how we can utilize them in the Angular component view. So for this purpose I have created an Angular 12 application, and in the app component.html I have added an NG template, and inside that I have placed a button called primary, and also I display the title of the application. Now, when we run the application, you can see that only the title is getting displayed and the ng template is not getting displayed in the DOM. So what happened is that only a single comment is added here in the HTML. This is because unless we insert the ng template, it won't be displayed in the DOM. So now let's see what are the different ways in which we can access the ng template. One method of accessing the ng template is by making use of the structural directive like ngIf or ngSwitch. So now let me add an ngIf. So it will be based on a property called show primary, and based on the show primary value it will either display this primary template or I am going to add a secondary button. So that will be the default. I will add it here, and I will name the button as secondary. Now let's go to the TS, and initially it is set as false. So now if you go, you can see that the secondary button is displayed, and in case I make it true, here what I need to do is like I need to add an else part. So here I can add an else, but I need to add a template reference variable called primary. So I am giving the name primary, and I can access this within the ngIf. So in this scenario, when I refresh the application, you can see that the primary button is getting displayed. Now let's go to the app component and add this set interval which toggles the show primary value every 4 seconds. Now when we go to our application and we inspect the components in the Angular Dev Tools, there's an option to show the comment nodes. You can enable that. Here you can see there's a comment node ngIf, and here you can see actually there are two template references. One is the else. So else is the template reference which we gave, and by default there is a template reference. So actually whatever we give inside an ngIf, like here I gave the secondary button, this is also treated internally as a ng template by the ngIf directive. So we can make this more readable. Like there is another syntax. Here we can move this outside the secondary div or the button, and here we can add an ng template, and inside that I am putting the secondary, and I am adding a secondary variable, and let me toggle. So in case it's primary, I will show the primary in template, and in case it's secondary, I will be showing the secondary. So this is much more readable. Now if we go again, our application will be working similarly. It will toggle the primary and the secondary buttons. When we inspect the comment node for the ngIf, you can see that there is a value called context, which will have two values, the dollar implicit and the ngIf. So this will keep on changing based on the value of the field which we gave in the ngIf. So in case of using ng templates in ngIf or any structural directive, these are the two values by default. But in case of we are using any other directory like ng template outlet, or we are manually creating the create embedded view, this context will play a much bigger role. Now let's explore another way in which we can access the ng template. So there is a directive called ng template outlet. So let me add that. So here again I am using ng container, and to that I am adding an ng template outlet, and to that I am passing the template reference variable primary, which will hold the reference to this particular ng template. So let's save this and also turn off the set interval. Now let's refresh our application. So now you can see that the primary button is getting rendered here. And if we go to the comment nodes, you can see a ng template outlet, and here you can see that context is null, and the ng template will have the reference to our primary button. Now let's see what is meant by context in case of an ng template. So here we can add a variable and we can give it a name. So this actually will be accessible within our ng template. So in case I remove this, it will be throwing an error. So this is one way in which we can pass variables, or these variables will have only scope within this ng template. So now here in our ng template outlet, we can actually set the value for these variables. So here the text, you can set the value primary. So now if you go to our application, you can see that the primary button is shown, and when we go to the comment node, you can see that the context is set with the value, the key as text, and the value of primary. So similarly we can set n number of variables. So I am setting another called theme. So I can give a different value here. So I am adding an ng class. So when I refresh the application, you can see that the theme is applied here, and again I need to enable the comment node. So here you can see that the context will have two keys, the text and the theme one. So basically this will be the key inside the context, and this name will be actually used within the ng template. Now let's explore a third way in which we can access the ng templates. So for this purpose I am adding an ng container, and I am adding a template reference variable placeholder. So I will access this placeholder as a view child within my application. So I am adding a view child, and I am passing placeholder, and I am naming the variable container, and it's of type view container. So by default, when I pass this template reference variable, I will be receiving the element reference. So actually I need to pass the read option, and I want it as a view container. So now I will be able to access the view container. So view container is mainly used because what I am planning to do is I want to get the reference to this container, and here I am going to add this primary template. So that is what I have done initially. Now I got the view container. Now I need to get a reference to this ng template, and I need to add it in the view container. So now our container will be accessible only in the ng after view init. So here I will add this dot container dot create embedded view. So this is the method through which we can create views using template references. So we need to get the template reference first. So I will add another view child. So here I will give primary, and I do not need the read, and I will give the name as primary, and it will be a template reference since it is attached to a ng template. So now I can pass this primary to the create embedded view. Now let's see what happens. The button is not getting displayed now because here actually in the ng template we are passing the text and the theme through the context. So how can we set the context through the TypeScript? So in the create embedded view there is a second parameter. Here we can pass our context. So it will be the same. We can pass an object, and inside that I am passing the text and the theme one. And now let's see what happens. So now you can see that the primary button is getting rendered, but we are receiving an error that expression changed after it has been checked error. So basically what's happening is, like, since we are trying to resolve the values and render this after the view initialization, like already the chain detection has run, and again we are trying to run a second chain detection. So in this case what we need to do is that here we can add the static option. So we can do this for both. So once we add the static option, what will happen is the view childs will be available during the ng on init itself. So here let's add this. Now we can see that the error is gone and the primary button is getting rendered properly. Another way in which we can get an access to the reference for the ng template is by making use of a directive. So here I have created a dummy directive called test directive, and the selector is app test, and here I am injecting the template. So what happens is, once I attach this directive to an ng template, I will get the reference to this template, that is the template ref injected within the constructor of this directive. So now I can go to the app component and I can add a view child, and instead of the template reference variable I can make use of the test directive itself. So here I will be getting an instance of the test directive, and I am naming the property as secondary, and let us pass this. So now the secondary is actually a directive, but since we have injected this template within the constructor, we will be able to access that as a property. So now I am passing this, and here let's make one more modification. Here I am removing this and giving the name as text, and here I give let text, but I didn't assign any particular value here. So if you remember, you can see, like, when whatever value we give here, that is the key which we need to pass in the context. So suppose we didn't pass anything, there will be an inbuilt variable called $implicit where you can pass the value. So since here we have only this particular value for the secondary, so now you can see that the value is getting bind here and the secondary button is getting displayed. Now let's add the sample code here. So what I have done in this ng on entity is that inside a set interval of every 1 second, I have added a toggle like based on the show primary flag. Like I will be either creating the primary or I will be creating the secondary views and I will be attaching to the container. So now let's see what happens. When I refresh the application, you can see that the buttons are keeping on adding in the same view container. Now in order to clear this, there is a method called inside the container, there is a method called clear. So when I call this, whatever content is inside the view container, it will get cleared. So now you can see that every time the view container reference is cleared before toggling the buttons. But one problem with this code is that every time it will be keeping on creating new views for the primary and the secondary button. So there is an option through which you can optimize this. So instead of clearing this, there's a method called detach where we will be detaching the view what is currently inside the view container ref, and also you can see that the create embedded view will return a view reference. So this we can keep it in a variable, and in case it is already present, so here we can add a check like if it is already present, do something, and if it is not present, then we will create the view. So if it is present, the container has another method called insert. So we can pass this primary view or the view reference to that as a parameter. So the same thing we can do for the secondary view as well. So basically if the view exists, we will just insert this to the container, and in case it doesn't exist, we will be creating the view. So this will make the application much faster. So now you can see that it is still working, and now the views are not getting destroyed but just attaching and detaching from the view container reference. Hope you are able to get a better understanding of the concept of templates and how we can make use of them for creating views. See you soon. Thank you.